In we go.
Yes.
Straight B take. Everybody's here. Nouns have read this. Nouns are ready for it. And into the meat grinder go the party astronauts. Execution early. Expected result. You rock into the stack with a very straightforward play. And, well, you're down. And I'm once again begging NA teams to come up with more pistol rounds.
Yeah, it's really rough to watch, honestly, because it's just going for a straight take up the ramp like that for the party astronauts. There's not much to it. You're literally just going for a fight instead of actually thinking things through and getting some util out. We've seen a lot more on the EU side for sure in terms of creativity on pistol round strats, and even some NA teams like Boss, I think, is one team that comes to mind as being more creative on those pistol rounds. But definitely don't just consider them throwaway 50-50 rounds. There's more strategy that can be employed than we've seen in a lot of these matches. But that's okay. Marky going to get eventually overloaded here. No, it's just Carson that goes down, and George gets a 3-piece, make it 4K with the MP9. Tons of money gained, and Nouns get an easy second.
It's a nice start. Keep it clean here, John. Got a spec upon them. Well, one spec. Spec was Carson.
Yeah.
Well, that's just going to allow Marky to buy up a rifle. Carson is more than happy to play with the MP9.
Yeah, I don't think he'll have a problem with that, especially considering, like I said, he likes to go for early fights. So he'll probably charge out in one direction or another, and that direction will be mid. Looks like he wants to take a fight all the way down the right side of mid. He'll be joined by Junior with AWP. Junior on his flank, and now eventually you have to imagine he's going to fall back, but he just wants to get a few more rounds fired into that smoke to deter the party astronauts from coming mid. And in fact, it worked. They're going A towards only one player, that's Junior. Yes, hit his shots. He gets one onto Classia, looking for the follow-up, and gets the second, maybe a third. No, finally shut down, but CJ's right there to collect the rest of the bodies, and George gets chopped on the other side. Mike, that was an under 40-second round that Nouns get.
Really nicely played from Junior there, right? He stands in, sticks around on the op shot. Not really an angle you'd traditionally expect most oppers to take. He's right up front, and they just don't know how to deal with him. And by the time they trade him out, well, then Carson's right behind him, and it's a spray down. Not a problem at all. Well managed there from Junior. If I have any criticisms for Junior, it's that sometimes he can be a little bit too precious about hanging on to the AWP. But in that moment, he stands in, he delivers, risks his life knowing he's going to go down to secure the round. Nicely done.
Yeah,
Carson?
I'd love to see more. Definitely from him.
Oh, he's getting frisky. Oh, he's getting so frisky.
Why
and,
not?
well, this round's over, John.
That's Carson. Gets some exciting plays. Doesn't hesitate to push and get into your face, as I mentioned earlier. And hey, a third one with the MP9, the only SMG into the round. So he's got 1800.
Okay.
Finally dies to Cxzi, just chasing down a rifle. Doesn't clear the cubby, but it doesn't really matter. Cxzi should be done. There it is. And he only lost an MP9 and got a ton of money. 4-0 for Nouns, who have cruised along in these first few rounds. Thought the party astronauts would be able to come out with a little bit more than this, but, well, look, they got a first rifle buy-up coming through, so we'll see what they can do here. 4 AKs and the big green in Wolfie's hands, who does like himself some Ancient.
Yeah, that'd be something they could use. I mean, the reality is that Nouns, this is where they thrive, right? Early advantages, pressure on. They've got the utility to set up the aggressive plays, to set up Carson outside of the cave. It's exactly what they're looking for. So it's been quick, and merciless. It's been good. Marky, speaking of aggression, doesn't actually fully clear his corners, yet somehow George is just going to carry on. They've got the steep control B main now. Got to be a little wary about mid and shot. Cuts one down. Advantage PA. Major advantage PA. Junior now creeping.
Oh.
That's a really risky setup. Amazed Ben Leet's been able to stay alive. 2 players chasing him in. He was at risk of getting overcommitted. And okay, here we go. Cxzi knocks down Carson. And it's looking like a bomb plant is destined. This should just be a save attempt from the remaining 2 Nouns players, despite their early start. in a 2v4 like this, without any control in towards mid, you just don't fancy your chances. Junior's gone. CJ, maybe not long for this world. Bomb ticking away now. And a great flashbang from Chop sets up the final kill.
I don't know how Ben survives all that time, honestly. 2 players firing away towards him. He still managed to slip past behind those boxes. And, I mean, in the meantime, Carson just completely forgot about the fact that someone could have been sneaking up on him from cave, gets blindsided. And, well, the B site was lost at that point, and, I mean, so was the round for Nouns. That said, I mean, it was their first round loss. They hadn't really upgraded fully yet, even though I kind of think they had the full rifles anyway, even though they didn't have to really invest heavily, because they picked them up off the ground. Anyway, look, they have enough money in the bank, is my point, to buy up here.
What? Trying to boost up an elbow, sticking around in the Molotov, and the spread is just dropped 2 players so low. Ah, it's a massive risk. They were anticipating the smoke to come in, and with no smoke delivered, now they're in trouble. Cxzi collected. The chase up on the reloading marquee, but there's another player right here.
No, Carson.
Glacia turns. There we go. The stand-in making it happen. Carson wanted to punish, but he couldn't capitalize.
He couldn't choose a target. He split the difference. It's a very common occurrence, honestly, but he just had to pick one and focus on it and would have at least had a trade. Instead, he gets nothing but a lot of damage done. You see 3 players combined have under 100 HP there. That's Ben, Chop, and Glacia. So perhaps Nouns still have a chance to get back into this one, and they do still have some control of the B site. Do they have a nade? Yes, they do. That's in CJ's hands, and he's leaning away from B for now. Oh, nice shot from Junior onto Ben Lee to make it a 3v3, and that will probably commit the Party Astronauts into B with only 28 seconds left.
Is there a gap in that smoke?
Yeah.
There is a gap in that smoke. That's a bit unfortunate. I don't know that it's going to cost them, but it might.
Oh,
Wolfie lucky to stay alive. Ooh, one more tick. That spread nearly cost him his life.
Where's that nade?
Big question. Classy and the Cubby as well, so low. They're going to be playing spam. Now it's a bit slow to retake this.
Oh.
They're running out of time. They're getting no fights. They're going to save. Big round on for Party Astronauts. That was so risky, especially with the missed smoke.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they went for it. The missed smoke, a huge gap around it. I guess it wasn't realized in time on the Nouns side. And, well, I mean, despite the fact that all 3 remaining players were so low, especially Wolfie, who got spammed through the smoke and then dipped his toes in the Molotov twice. But, you know, luck was on the side of the Party Astronauts. And, of course, maybe also the way they played it, right? They tucked themselves in very effectively. I just thought that nade for a second was going to go into cave, and if it did, it could have created so much chaos, but instead it ends up going right on the site where no one actually is. So a second round in a row for the Party Astronauts means that the Nouns side are going to favor an eco here, but they had 3 rifles saved over. So really it's not too shabby, and they could easily pull this round in their favor with 1 key frag. Got the right read. 4 players stacked up on the B site, 2 in cave, or excuse me, 2 in Jaguar. 1 on the site proper and 1 playing long B. The other player is Junior, and he's at connector. This is a beautiful read, in fact. The Party Astronauts walking into the stack. There's one for George. A follow-up finally traded out. 3v3 site control gain for the Party Astronauts. But for how long is the question?
Questions this cave player presence. They're trying to boost up? Oh, volumetric smoke's not going to let you do that one, champ. But when it fades, this could get weird. Wolfie posted. Never mind. It will not get weird. George. Long gone. Junior long gone. Marky and CJ bailing on out of this. So Party Astronauts. I'll put the distance at just 1. There will be a buy in the next, presumably. But gets a little bit more difficult here. Glacia putting himself nicely these last couple of rounds. Starting to gel into this. Let the man shoot and good things happen.
Good to see Cxzi getting the frags on the board. Agreed. Like at some point, you just have to say, because he's a stand-in, let him loose. Let him go hunt for some frags. Let him do his thing, and hopefully he'll yield something. And in that case, he absolutely did. As the Party Astronauts get a third round on the board, the Nouns squad are doing a good job with their economy at the very least, ensuring another full-on buy is going to come through. Should they lose this one, loss bonus will not get them to a full buy-up, but that's a good nade, or at least thought it was going to be. Didn't do that much damage. Now the follow-up does a little bit more, and Cxzi gets caught in no man's land because he was flashbanged by CJ. Carson securing the frag and then immediately doubles back. Does not want to force the issue too much. Mid-control precarious right now, but as it stands, Party Astronauts have rescinded it, and Nouns are going to gain control once they see all the smokes fade away. PA now leaning in towards a B site hit. They could try to retake mid, though.
Punching in mid. He spoke it into existence. It's Junior who's going to receive them, so they got to deal with the op. They've got to contend with this. Their flashbang. No, but there is a shot missed, so makes things a little bit easier. Chop going to get that kill as a result. Junior missing his opportunities, and now A site's under threat. CJ dies in a slideshow.
Yeah.
The bomb will be planted, and a retake is not an appetizing prospect. They don't have kits. They don't have smokes. They don't really have any easy way back into this. A fighting donut might be the path through. A little bit of an odd preemptive smoke there. I don't think that's the way he expected that to bounce. And Ben Leet somehow still takes down both. Oh my goodness. Thought they were ready for it. Anything but. There will be no survivors from the Nouns side.
I mean, the smoke isolates one side of donuts, so I don't necessarily mind the way it worked out for them, but then they can't get Ben. Ben gets both, and there's nothing doing at all. Party Astronauts answer right on back with 4 in a row of their own, and we are all knotted up. Again, the bad news for Nouns is that even though they're going to hit full loss bonus the next round, should they lose again, this time they only got 2,900, and it wasn't enough for them to get a buy-up. Although they do get a half buy through. It's 4 5.7s and an MP9. Certainly serviceable for a team like Nouns. They like to be explosive, and they're going to stack up the B site once more. 4 players in there, similar to their last time they decided to... I think it was the round where they had 3 rifles saved and the 2 pistols. Another good smoke thrown all the way on the bottom of mid at the connector. But it's being watched. They got chopped there. They got control. Should they go towards the A side? They only have 1 player to deal with. Oh, Marky, the timing not good. Cxzi gets him. George with the immediate trade, which is not an easy shot onto Chop, and then smokes off Cxzi. Cxzi getting the Molotov in, it'll trap George over in Jaguar. So this is going to be a tough ask for George should they charge in his direction, because he has nowhere to fall back to, and gets nothing. Close, but no cigar.
That was a risky fight. A risky fight for sure. Oh my goodness, the MP9 has brought this through. A bomb to be found. There's still 2 players here to defend. What does Cxzi got for us? Player in the cubby. Needs to be cleared out. They're going to group. They're going to pinch this together. Should be all right through the smoke, but Wolfie with the snap around kill. Bomb going down. That was a tough fight. Now Carson completely divorced from this site. Just looking for a gun he can take through, I think, at this point. Although, unless, with that kill now...
That's an op, man. I don't know.
Oh, that's pretty tempting. He actually did tag Wolfie on that. Well, he's going to give it a look. He found the rifle he was looking for. 10-second defuse required. He just wants the ball pulled.
No, he doesn't have time.
He's got the kills. Not nearly enough time to get this defuse, but if he can get the op out with no survivors on the other side, well, that's the ideal save right there.
I think that was like 8 seconds left under defusal, something like that. Just short of being enough time for the full 10-second, but he did get the AWP back. He killed 2 players. Carson, man, you can never expect Carson to go for an easy save. He will almost always charge in head first and try to make something special happen, so I probably should have expected that. Anyway, Party Astronauts still take the round, but they have to fully invest into this one, even though that's not a problem at all because they've won 5 in a row. Junior's going to throw that Molotov towards connector immediately here. And Chop's waiting on the other side of Jaguar, thinking of throwing a Molotov of his own. That will land at the feet of Carson, but he's just safe. And unfortunately for him, he's not safe from bullets, and Cxzi ventilates him with the AK. Lots of damage taken on the Party Astronaut side. There's Cxzi and Chop only 19 HP combined, but Chop comes in on the flank to support right after Cxzi goes down. Then he swings to get George. All this with 2 HP. 4v2 in favor of the Party Astronauts. The B side has been completely vacated, and they have a free bomb plant.
Once again, Nouns in a position where they just have to save, but they're running out of rounds to do this in. And CJ even trying to hunt something up here. I mean, they've been fast and loose with their economy, and they're paying the price for it. This will be a limited round. And the question is, do you want to half here and just play for 5? Do you want to try and make it happen on the force? Generally speaking, I'd say they're probably going to force.
Junior can buy 2 A1Ss, so I think they should... Oh, no.
Yeah, he's opping instead.
He's opping, yeah. Okay, so they are going to force up, you're right. They're calling the timeout. They could sell their guns
he could
still,
hero op, keep 1850, and be okay for the last round.
True, true. Maybe they have him hero op, Carson hero rifle, and everyone else onto like a half buy or something. No, they're going in. They're going in. Your first instinct was correct, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, it's Nouns. Come on now.
Yeah.
It's got to be done. It's got to be done. Let's see what they can do. Considering the way this map started, this is what, 6 in a row for Party Astronauts now.
6 in a row, yeah.
You do like to see it if you're a PA fan. Let's see if they can find a 7.
Flashbang going to get thrown here, and look who is charging up towards mid. It's Carson. The thing is, he leaves the A side very vulnerable as a result. Only one player here, that's Junior. That Molotov's going to help at least let Junior get into a better position here, but going to the A site is a great call.
Yeah, they've got the light sight without all the presence in towards mid. I mean, they haven't been able to be confident over on the down side. They're double pushing ramp, right? But there could still be a fight around the door. They're starting to realize there's no presence here, but the question is it going to be in time, right? Because now there's a boost up onto Tree. There's space being taken here. I don't think Cxzi has been spotted yet. They have a molly to clear out this spot. If so, CJ is a dead man. Here comes the exec. Carson's back to support. This is actually getting risky now. Marky's here. There's the molly. Oh, flashbang timing's perfect. I don't know which side that was from, but the bomb is going to be planted down. Bam's not on. It is for Glacia. And look at the health. Oh, that nade whittles them down further. One more HE for Chop. It's back in A main, but if he lets fly, that could be 2 players down. They're saving. They want no part of this. Pulling the ripcord. No kit. Well, actually, they did have a kit on Junior. But they did not fancy their chances at the retake, so they'll keep the rifles alive to the next.
I mean, they just couldn't get back into the site. The utility was very strong for the Party Astronauts. Flashbang, I'm with you. I'm not sure who threw it, but it blinded a lot of players. And at the end of it, it looked like Nouns weren't able to recover, and the Party Astronauts were on the winning side of things. Look at the damage done as well. I mean, they were just barely getting out of the site, limping out to save whatever they could into this final round. Party Astronauts are just on an absolute tear. 7 rounds in a row, looking to win out after being down 4-0 to head into that second half. And just a really good call into the A side. Even though the reinforcements started to come in, it was still too late because of the utility isolation that the Party Astronauts created. Now PA is trying to fake an A take, and in fact, it would have been a good site to take. No one's here again. No one is on A. It wouldn't surprise me if they doubled back and joined them on the A site. Wolfie does get one onto Marky. But
they were expecting the response, right? They were expecting a little bit of an adjustment here. That one hasn't really come through, and now Nouns are wondering. Not seeing more presence here. If in fact they were right.
Chop, just throw some util on B, man. If he throws that util on B, then they're going to be so confused.
Just make any noise, honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
Now they're running an A main. Carson knows, so they've got the comms. They're going to be able to pull off. Unless this is a refake. The Shadow, though. Oh, sells Carson out. Shadow advantage there. Cxzi nearly finds the next. Molotov certainly will slow CJ down. Bomb's going to come down. That allows Chop to come in on the flank. This is beautifully done so far. His life will be lost after that bomb plant. With full donut control, with Molotovs down, with bodies abounding. This is a tough retake. You're dueling off here. George out, flirting with the edge of this smoke, clearing it. Oh, and Wolfie maneuvers around him. Junior's got it all to do. Goes to the rifle for added mobility, but he'll never get past the first corner. Nicely done. 8 rounds in a row. We head to the break.
Don't you think?
In we go. Now it's a Party Astronauts. Party Astronauts, despite losing the pistol, despite losing the first 4 rounds of the half, stack up 8 in a row once the guns come out. Lead Nouns around by their noses in so many of those rounds as well. But this is looking pretty darn commanding.
It's Nouns T side, though. You know, we've seen how they can flip it around on this side of the map.
That's true. But it was PA's pick. So Nouns did get their choice of sides.
That is true.
We'll see what they can do. Certainly still an explosive team, a momentum-heavy team. Once this ball gets rolling down the hill, they can make it happen.
Glacia spamming through the smoke here. Bomb's going to get planted. This is a retake setup coming through from the Party Astronauts. Do they have the kit? No, maybe it's not a retake setup. They don't have a kit. So that's going to make things a lot tougher as they are charging through and needing to rush things a little bit more than they would perhaps like. Flashbang is going to get tossed forward, and there's the smoke for Cave. That'll help with 3 players there, but George is just going to pop heads with Carson. They get 4. In fact, Junior in the mix there as well, and George finds the last one. No one on Nouns die in that engagement.
Another strong start to a half. And I mean, yeah, that certainly makes life a lot better. Party Astronauts looking just completely limp in both pistol rounds this half.
Mm-hmm.
Not encouraging for them. It is a little bit odd to see a full retake setup if you're not going to buy a kit.
Exactly.
I mean, they even had like a smoke to set up the donut choke point, or the cave choke point, which would theoretically allow you to go for a stick defuse, but
I think they just forgot to do it.
It's possible. It is also possible that that's normally something Rush is supposed to buy in the setup.
I was going to say that, yeah.
And they've got a stand-in. I mean, we do have to give them a little bit of forgiveness for that.
Oh, yeah.
But still, not ideal to see a team just kind of completely get annihilated in both pistols. In MR12, that is not a winning formula.
No. Some teams can overcome it, but it's not a situation you want to be in a position to have to overcome. Junior and Carson are taking the space into A main. They're walking into the stack, and that gives away the information, Mike.
This could get real weird. Off the USBs. Okay, tag on the first. Now they swing, but, well, they're surfing this just fine. Pistol shots not connecting. Carson limping by on 1 HP, but 4 players survive, and it is all good for Nouns.
All right, so 8-round win streak for the Party Astronauts coming into this half, and Nouns immediately ended in the pistol round, then you get the follow-up as well. But let's not forget, the Party Astronauts were just on pistols in that previous one, a full-on eco. Now they're on to the rifles. 3 A1Ss, the A4, and the FAMAS will be their weapons of choice. And on the Nouns side, you have 2 Galils, 2 AKs, and a MAC-10. So pretty even buy-up, all things considered. A little bit more utility available here on the Nouns side. And Nouns going to favor heading into A main again, because why not? It worked last time even when they were walking into the stack. And this time, even more so, it'll work because Party Astronauts are leaning towards the B site and mid quite heavily. Only 1 player left on A, and he's not even on the site yet. That is Ben Lee. Now he's available, in position to at least take a fight, but he's going to have to back off. No chance, at least not yet. They're going to go... Why are they leaving Junior alone to plant the bomb?
Oh, they're so proactive getting into Donut that they haven't actually, left anyone to make sure the bomb gets planted. Oh, boy, that's going to drag out an extra smoke for a re-smoke here. But now at this point, there's a temple setup. Is Party Astronauts going to capitalize? No, they're willing to play the numbers now on the retake. Oh, what a dynamic play, though, from Cxzi to deny that. Getting real weird now. Nade on. Whoop, Marky. Ouch. Eats that full on. They need the kills, though. They know Marky's here. He's reloading, but he's got CJ for security,
wow.
And boom. The mow down. Just in the nick of time as well. They didn't have kits, so they needed that win. And the win will come.
Dude, I don't understand that. I mean, all by his lonesome Junior planting the bomb. No one watching any angles, having way too much confidence in those smokes. And they were just too busy trying to clear out Donut and taking all the space to realize, wait a second, we still have to get the bomb planted safely before we go for these types of positions. And honestly, yes, they do manage to get back in and plant the bomb, but it's not in an ideal circumstance, and the Party Astronauts have the information. Nice play from Cxzi to get that opening frag and set the Party Astronauts up for a nice retake. 9-6 for PA. Back to their winning ways, and George overstaying his welcome in that Molotov, smoking a fly in afterwards. A couple of players for the Party Astronauts holding their ground here around mid. That's Cxzi and Ben Lee. Marky's thinking about coming through. He's going to pop the smoke, and Marky eats the nade, and he gets sprayed down by Classia. 5v4. Nouns potentially are position known now because of that one spot.
Oh my goodness.
What?
Hail of bullets. Tried to go for the aggressive play. Annihilated on it. Nouns were waiting for it. And it just all falls apart there for PA. Flashbang timing off. Don't know what it was, but whatever it was. Complete non-starter here.
Jeez.
And a disastrous result now. Chop and Wolfie, I mean, they're going to stack together. They might have a chance for this, but it's got to be a hero play off of a Famas. Or Boss Chop, though! Oh my god, nearly did it. Even a dink onto George. Incredible effort there from Chop. Can Wolfie capitalize?
Bomb has been planted.
He's got a
Got
chance. Yeah.
George playing this well by the big box. Ooh, there's the shots revealed. The drop down would have done so. Chop gave it a try, but that one just dead on entry for PA.
Yeah, I mean, look, Wolfie, in that situation, there's not really much you can do. You pre-fire, you try something as you're coming out from Catacombs, and there's just nothing doing at all. He was spotted out, and even if he goes down and tries to sneak through, someone's watching from doing it anyway. Anyway, good job from Nouns to get things back into their favor. A 7th round picked up. Party Astronauts will be on a pistol round as a result. And Eco, a little bit of armor bought up for Cxzi. Are they going to stack? Not really. A couple of players on the A site, 3 on B. Chop with the Deagle. Or something. Carson eventually walking to his death. No, that MAC-10 will deliver exactly what he asks for. And then Marky's going to get a couple with the A1S 5v2 for Nouns. No problem at all dealing with the missiles.
Bomb has been planted.
This one's done, Mike.
It is. Kind of wondering if Bentley's going to get an exit Zeus here. I don't think it's likely. Oh, and now they're chasing down Cxzi, so it's definitely not happening. He's actually trying to bait someone into chasing him, hoping that he can get, like, one gun. Which, you know, he knows his old teammates. He knows they like a hunt. Now let's see if he can do what he wished. No is the answer. Pogo sticking around goes Carson. Bentley ain't getting nothing out of this.
Always have to be wary of the jumping MAC-10 headshot. There's nothing really Cxzi could do in that situation. 8th round picked up from Nouns. Now the guns, it's not the greatest economy still for the Party Astronauts. There's a world where I would have probably thought they would go for a half-buy with pistols because they still have the lead, but instead they do invest 4 FAMASs to make sure they have the utility. Is not ideal. Wolfie with the only A1S. Cxzi's going to be charging down mid, maybe? No, he just wanted to throw that util and tuck himself into donut. 4 players from Nouns. It looks like they wanted to ratchet up the pace a little bit towards that B site. Now they're slowing down. Carson heading into Jaguar. He's already looking for cave control. Molotov throwing. He saw Classia poke his head in there, but that Molotov is going to force him out. That means that Nouns have a ton of control towards B, and perhaps could bait out some rotations here and force the Party Astronauts to play onto this site while they rotate to A.
Whoa. Trade there. Classia lost. Chop's going to hold on to the position, though. We've already seen the work he can do with the Famas. The problem is the utility is so desperately low. You've got nades on Ben. That's about it. Stall out smoke on Cxzi. Nothing for these B players. Just nothing for the B players. Smoke to allow them towards mid. Flashbang. Coaxes that out of Cxzi. Now, what do they want to do? They want to end A. But 30 seconds, are they just going to wait the smoke? A re-smoke on. Molotov on. Ooh, could have even waited a second longer there. Ben Leet cleared out mid. Oh, what's he hearing? All these footsteps, man. Now the shot's on. They're trying to adjust into a beat take here. He's just having on the spam. Oh my god, the timing here could be brilliant. Ben Leet catches.
Oh.
That's the bomb. But it's dropped far enough forward that it could be
They don't have time.
They're out of time. They're out of chances. They're out of clock. And they're out of lives.
Oh my goodness. Nouns trying to play the slow game there, but too slow as they lose the bomb. A player manages to get on their flank. That is Ben Leet delivering the frags. Double digits found for the Party Astronauts. And the Nouns side probably kicking themselves, thinking we could have had that one if we just played it a little bit more, with a little bit more pace to it. Anyway, timeout going to be called on their side. Semphis and company talking things over. They still have enough money to buy up into this round, but that one just feels like a round that slipped away from them. Especially considering the buyout for the Party Astronauts with 4 FAMASas going into it. Now they get 2 A1Ss and 2 AKs and only 1 FAMAS left. Works out.
John, what's your favorite tea?
Earl Grey tea.
Earl Grey?
Yes.
Bergamot guy.
Yeah. It's just a very great flavor. What about you?
There's a variety of them. My daily drinker is a gunpowder green. Oh, hits quite nicely.
Never had that.
Would recommend very earthy green tea. They're called gunpowder because the leaves are rolled into little balls that look like gunpowder grains.
Oh. I'll have to try it.
Quite
Sounds
nice.
tasty.
I enjoy it.
I do like me some matcha as well.
Mm.
It's more of a matcha latte, though. I don't know if you'd call that just tea.
No. Different business. Also a good time, though.
Very tasty.
Nice kill for Cxzi. There's our first contact. As our tea conversation can draw to a close. We've steeped long enough in this round. And now, ready to drink for Party Astronauts. Double man advantage. Low on the util once again. But they just might not need it if the shooting continues. And this is a huge round as well. This is a huge swing either way. Cxzi wants to go through this. That's such a risk. Marky looks away, but able to snap back in time. Now the kills are stacking up here. It's gone into a massacre. A 1v2 for Carson. Flank developing. Wolfie doesn't have this.
What?
And now a cave player. The bullet pen on that AK
He's hurt.
actually much stronger, but he's completely hurt. Carson tried to take a risk. Hoped he'd be rotating through spot. He'd catch him off guard, but it wasn't to be. Party Astronauts barely cling to that round, but cling to it they shall.
Wow, and the money's not great either going into this round because they've had a lot of close ones come up over the last 3. So the good news for them is that Nouns don't have much money either, and they're going to call their timeout to decide what the heck do we do here, guys. Loss bonus 2,400. We need to stay above the 2K mark if we're going to go for a full buy up in the next round, or we gamble and we go for the full buy, force buy, and try to make it happen here. It's a tough call for them. Party Astronauts, honestly, I thought they would be in trouble with only Ben left standing, but Carson thunder stomps his way towards that A site, and Ben was just in range to hear exactly what was going down and had honestly an easy frag, probably the easiest one of the round. I'm surprised Carson even makes that a 1v1. Just some perfect placement of his crosshair through the pillar. It's not easy to do, having just spotted out that player previously. Party Astronauts continue to impress, winning 11 of the last 13 rounds. Looking for 12 now, and I mean, they have the hero AK on the downside. Interesting call. I don't necessarily mind it. Give them a little bit of a better chance to make something happen, but everyone else on Glocks, and Carson is flirting with that Molotov. Here they come into the B side. This might work out if Carson gets the opener. Cxzi down 58, comes around. There's the opener. Now they have the space to potentially get this bomb plant. Carson spamming away with the AK. No frags coming through from the party astronauts. Even a Glock frag for CJ. Wolfie manages to get 2 back, and Ben Lead gets 1. But it's still Marky with the Glock to find Wolfie. Then the Molotov onto Ben Lead. Excuse me, onto Marky from Ben Lead. This is pandemonium.
There is such a thing as allowing too much space to the pistols. And now, I mean, this is already a successful round. A bomb plant would be the cherry on top. George wants more than the cherry. He wants the whole dang sundae. Got the first and the second as well. He's done it. George, the AK picked off the ground. Party astronauts, they were right at the precipice, right at the finish line, and they tumble and eat pavement.
What, George? What on earth? Gets 1 towards short B, flicks around to long B, and pretty much pre-fires it to get the headshot. Almost had to react immediately as soon as he sees the player. That was a ridiculous 1v2 clutch. A little bit of BM added, a little bit of salt to the wound there for the party astronauts, and Nouns are feeling fantastic now because that was a round where they took a risk on an AK buy for Carson, hoped it would work out. In fact, it was perfect on their entry into the bomb site, but then the party astronauts get back and find 3. You thought perhaps it would be over at that point, but no. Nouns come back, George with the hero play at the end, and now they're potentially on for double digits because it's just pistols on the party astronaut side. There's George again. He's feeling it now. 20 frags for him, only behind Carson, who's at 21. And then Carson, speaking of, gets the headshot onto Wolfie. A site cleared out. Bomb going to be planted.
Just thinking through that eco. Okay, at this point, an AK could be salvaged. That's something to take into the next. But with the force buy here, I mean, they'd like a whole lot more than that. Just so much space allowed in towards B. You have the utility advantage. You have the weaponry advantage. Why are you letting them get into ramp before you make contact? Why are you letting them into the site? That's going to be a tough one. That's going to be one to look back on in demo review, and might be where you let this series slip away. Bentley. Yeah, I don't know about facing that. Your armor was valuable. But he wanted a bit more damage.
Yeah, there's no investment coming into this round either. For the party astronauts, just going to be the AK for Cxzi, and that's it. Not sure if he's going to drop for someone else or if they're going to call a timeout to talk things over. Yeah, there's the timeout. Makes sense. Important round coming through here. I can't believe Nouns won that one. I mean, you're right. The fact that they had no presence around ramp, right, going up there, and Carson literally freely walks in and is able to isolate Cxzi, who was trying to swing around pillar. The fact that Cxzi was even in a position like that is crazy in itself. But yeah, I mean, you got to give credit to Nouns as well, because they had some util that they used very effectively to get onto the site proper, but not a good response from the party astronauts. We'll see, though. They still have the lead. 1 round in their favor. Cxzi will be holding on to that AK, and they got some pistol upgrades here on PA side. Still hovering around 2K, close enough to make the next round very viable in terms of a buy-up. What do they decide to do? Where is that AK going? Looks like the B site is the call for PA. Maybe they're expecting another quick push from Nouns. Thought for a moment that was going to come through, but Nouns just wanted to throw an early volley of utility, and then they slowed down the pace. George flashbang for Donut. And there are 2 players there. There's Junior waiting patiently. A player pushes down ramp. They swing him. Carson finds the frag. 5v4. And they're going to charge onto the B site now. It's trouble for Wolfie. He's hightailing it towards Cave, just trying to survive. And he will. But the site has been effectively lost here.
Has indeed. The question is, do they realize that Cxzi is here with the AK? That is the one threat into this round. Nothing else is too big of an issue. There's Cxzi. Now he strikes. Now he's truly alone. In a 1v4, this should not be viable, but...
No.
Well, the damage doesn't matter. Frankly.
No.
2 kills, not really a big deal. Maybe it gives him an extra smoke in this round. That's about the only silver lining. So we're going to get investment. Wolfie's going to have the AWP, and this is do or die. This is the map. 11 all. Winner here, well, If it's PA, might still be a tough slog to overtime, or to avoid overtime, rather. If it's Nouns, the red carpet is laid out to seal the deal here and snatch away Ancient.
Man. Party Astronauts going to be kicking themselves to let this one slip away. They've got the guns here. Another chance to find a way into a round. But
start.
yeah, no, not at all. Cxzi walks into the crosshair of George, and George has been so very solid for this Noun squad on this map. Nate eaten by him. He goes down to 10, but still surviving, resilient here. Couple of players for the Party Astronauts and Jaguar. No one on the B site proper. Nouns are spread out, waiting for pushes to come through. Oh no. Oh no, this is not the right read for the Party Astronauts. They're rotating all their players off the B site, and that's exactly where Nouns are going.
It's going to be a save. They're gambling this. They're going to be playing for overtime. They're taking a risk, right? They're clearing in towards mid, but at this point, they have to live with the choice that they've made. They've picked wrong. The stack's coming the other way. Worst thing they could do here is go into half-hearted, limp
I think they're going to fight, Mike. I think they're going to fight.
Oh, all right. They're risking it all. All the chips are going to be down on the table. They're going to go for the retake. This is such a risk. First one found. TK?
Oh, no.
Ben? Okay, makes up for it. At least that was awkward, to say the least. It's getting a little chaotic out here. Flashbangs to try and set up the space. Get them on the angle. Wolfie strikes. There's the trade.
Okay.
It's working. It's all under
Okay.
control, and shot lands. Party Astronaut. They push all the chips into the center of the table. And they land. They hit. Comes up royal flush.
Classia is always the perfect guy to have on the other side to answer the BM that Nouns threw their way a little earlier when George hit that clutch. And I love to see that back and forth. 12-11 in favor of the Party Astronauts. It works out, Mike. They abandoned the site, but they committed themselves to trying to go for that retake, and some very nice shots. Wolfie's in particular threading the needle all the way down to ramp to take Carson out was really well calculated. And then afterwards, he manages to swing around and get the final one as well. That's a fantastic round from the Party Astronauts. One that looked like it was going to slip away after they had the wrong read. But you're right. They went to go clear mid. No one was there, and they realized that the hit was going towards the B site. Instead of saving, they take the chance, go for the retake, and get themselves a map point as a result. Only one opportunity to close out this map. But certainly the way things started, they're very happy to be at this point. Cxzi got really aggressive in that previous round and was the first casualty, which made us think, oh, it's bad news for the Party Astronauts. But this time he just throws the util, then tucks himself into Donut. Does throw a flash for himself, pop flash around the corner, no one really there to receive, and he realizes the timing is off. No reason to push this issue, or force this issue, he's going to back off.
Occasional bullets peppered through, but George has gained the space. George has gained the ground. No focus mid. Now Wolfie's starting to look there, but it's all going to be about timing. It's actually Chop they're sending back to deal with it. There are big old windows in this map where somebody could have just walked through mid and ruined their day. Speaking of ruining their day, Wolfie's at least able to trade that out. Risks on. They have to deal with George, and that's perfect timing from Cxzi. Wolfie strikes again. This could be all over. Wolfie battling here off the AWP. He's down, but it's still a man advantage. He's still done the work. He's still giving them the chance to seal the deal here on this map. Flashbang over. Junior needs to plant this bomb. They can't get the trade. And CJ sprays down 3. We're going the distance. We're going to overtime.
What? What? That is
I have no
ridiculous.
idea how they didn't at least get one on that double swing.
Good job, CJ. 3K spray transfer. But, I mean, that was a 4v2. Wolfie unable to hit another shot. And I don't necessarily mind that. I mean, he already had his impact on the round. He was stuck, right? But then the other 3 coming through. not even able to get one player? That is stunning, to say the least. So we're in overtime, somehow. And CJ is happy to have delivered his team to this point.
Yeah.
That's a weird one.
When they caught the kill in mid, when they caught George blindsided, I thought, surely.
Oh, yeah.
Surely
sure.
that's the moment. But no, pressure up the ramp here. Chop under threat. Marky's just gonna walk this because, oh, he's about to walk it. The flashbang actually slows him down. Marky thinks. Spam fight not so good. Cxzi going for the window peek, caught out by the Molotov and the AWP. So now into a 4-on-4, we settle. Good util on the AWP, Wolfie. He's gonna share some. But it does seem like this wants to finish B.
Mm-hmm. Couple of players here on the receiving end for the Party Astronauts. That's Chop and Classia. They're both in the same angle, though, so that's the problem. I'm not sure how much they're going to be able to do. Obviously, one watching cave, one watching ramp, but one smoke, it'll be lethal.
Big
and
kill.
CJ gets a nice headshot off to Chop. That opens up the site completely.
Wolfie, I don't know what he's seen, but he's even late coming back into this, but now Classy has gotten a kill. That's certainly going to coax them in. They need Wolfie to come in so he can set up these nades, so we can get them forward. Marky trying to make a cheeky play. Gets caught as he slips to the smoke. That shot misses. Junior under threat, under pressure, and the nade would have finished him if the bullets didn't. All onto this one man.
What?
Oh, but George!
Oh my god!
Can't hang on, the pistol is enough. Barely, just barely. Party Astronauts secure the round and do what they could not in regulation.
Mike, it almost happened again. It almost happened again. What away was George from clutching that, and I honestly felt like he was going to get it. But the Party Astronauts do manage, this time, to win that 1v1 and secure a 13th round. Jeez, man. You can't be losing advantages like that on a consistent basis and hope for success. But anyway, Party Astronauts do find a way. Now Carson and Marky are thinking about charging up towards this B site. 3 players stacked up here. Util is everywhere. A Molotov's been thrown at the bottom of ramp. Top thinking about pushing through. And that was the wrong idea against Junior's op. 5v4 right away, but Cxzi gets the response, just spamming the smoke, finds Carson from window. Marky's already on the bomb site. Everyone has switched positions here. Classia gets the trade with Marky, 3v3, and who knows what's going to happen here, because it's just chaos.
Oh, what on earth? Through the smoke. Ambitious. Ambitious, to say the least. Classia, what are you cooking here? 1v2 on the smoke fade. Trying to make the play. Trying to be that guy. Time's getting short. Has to wait the smoke. He knows it. Junior's ready for him to be on the other side of it. There will be no margin for error here. First kill found. Gotta go quick. Gotta go fast. Clear out the cubby. No, CJ's got it. I don't even know if there would have been time, even if he hit the insta headshot. But as it is, 13 all.
Yeah, I think if he would have gotten it immediately, there would have been a chance at getting the defusal, but even then, like you said, it was very, very close. Pause going to be called here. Might be technical in nature. We'll have to see. But either way, look, tied up 13-13. Both these teams going blow for blow. I think the Party Astronauts have some concerns on their defensive side here, at least over the last 3 rounds. Just not going as great as they would like. Almost a recovery at the end of the round there by Classia, but fell one short. That round was just chaotic, though, in every single way possible, because Nouns somehow slipped their way onto the B site. Party Astronauts have 2 players pushing out of cave, and then they get caught doing so. They manage to get a frag back, and then it's just a pandemonium of trades on both sides. Ends up at a 2v2, but just a weird defensive structure there for PA. They are going to go to the double opt. You don't see it often, but Ben Leet likes to rock that opt when they go to the setup.
He does a time or two. a lot of teams' favorite on this map in particular, right? Station 1 up towards A for your other opper to schmove it and move it. Well, we'll see. Hopefully not long onto this pause. I'm beginning to get concerned.
A little bit.
A little bit. I mean, this one's got to be frustrating for the Party Astronauts. You got to have a short memory. And if they win, at the end of the day, who cares? You know? But this should never have been overtime. There's two primo opportunities to put this one to bed. You lost a round to Glocks.
Well, and an AK. Hero AK, don't forget.
Still. Never should have lost that round. Never should have tumbled down there. In the final as well. Oh, 4v2. 3v2 even at that point.
Yeah. I mean...
Advantages throughout that round.
When you look at it through that lens, definitely. Like, there's two opportunities there that in rounds you absolutely should have won, and you didn't. Even
in the 5v3, you know, Cxzi commits to the smoke fade fight with the B main player. Like, you don't need to be playing it. They were trying to force the issue. They were trying to end things a little too quickly, I think.
I think Cxzi, on an individual level, is struggling to find his form on this map, and maybe he's a little frustrated, and he's trying to force things when he shouldn't. I think that might have come through there.
Seems like we had a drop. We got a player back in, but we're just going to need to refresh the HUD here so you get to look at our pretty faces. Smiling, beautiful faces. Stare into the black visors of John's Power Rangers.
Yes.
Which was your favorite Power Ranger, John?
It always switched, honestly. I went from liking Red Ranger to Black Ranger to Green Ranger, and I think I stuck on Green Ranger for a while. He was one of my favorite ones for sure. I had the flute as well, the dragon flute as a kid. I think I still have it actually. It was really cool, and I don't know. I had the collectible action figures as well for Red and Black Ranger. Those were hard to get though back in the day. Oh my goodness.
Green Ranger was the one who was made by the evil guy, right? Or was that...
I don't remember the lore behind him. I think he was a good guy though.
There was one of them who started as a villain and then came over to the side of good.
Might have been
very Smurfette style. Let's see what we got going on here. Chop! That's a nice kill. Right before the flashbang blooms. Everybody's T side apparently, which is interesting. Yeah. But it is a 4v2. I don't know what the HUD's doing, but we'll let the HUD do what the HUD's doing, and we'll just focus on Party Astronauts having massive advantages into this round. My brain's breaking trying to figure this one out. We've got Viathan in there. Okay, so the coach... So here's the issue. The coach slots are showing on the HUD right now. Adren in the server for Nouns. Interesting note here. We've noticed this a couple times. Adren's been in the server live with them instead of Semphis. And Viathan in the server for Party Astronauts. Here comes the hit. Three players set up nicely for this. Up on the first angle. Just hits the timing shot. That drops the bomb. Good luck, George. What you got for us?
Okay.
Got one. You almost got that second. You kind of made me believe for a second, but it's advantage Party Astronauts.
At a certain point, the round needs to be over when it's a 4v1, you know. So, but you're right. It did get a little scary. George gets one. He already had a crazy clutch earlier on, so you never know. And we do have another pause coming through here. I don't know if we had another disconnect.
No, all good.
No. That's nothing. That's nothing.
That was just the half.
14-13 in favor of PA, who do have the advantage going to the second half of overtime. But it has been a sloppy road to this point.
Yeah. Been a little wild. Been a little weird. But at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is who's standing triumphant at the end. A reminder, Party Astronauts, you know, it started off poorly for them, but that was because of the pistol. They won 8 rounds in a row on their T side. This isn't an ideal start. Losing Cxzi right off the rip, trying to assemble a boost. See if they can recover.
Wolfie's looking for that shot. George might give him the opportunity. Jiggling back and forth, thinking about having a peek forward towards ramp.
Problem's on the smoke fade, right? He's super exposed.
Yeah.
They know there's spam coming from the cave side, so they're going to be wary of it. Josh found the space. Losing the spam battle, though. Heavy damage both sides. They don't really have the ground just yet. They need a kill. Marky holding this line. Might just be too much to bear. Now the ops on the angle. Oh, and Marky will suffer for it. He gave it up for just a moment, but that moment was enough. Bomb down, ticking away. But battling towards cave, that's ambitious. And Carson will get his pound of flesh. Pound and then maybe a few extra ounces as well. Ben's committing to the smoke fade. This is so bold. It's gonna be Junior on the other side of this. Ben's out in the open. Ben's collected. Cxzi flanked up. Shut down. They never got into post-plate spots. They just kind of stuck out there trying to play the off angles. And it'll cost them 14 all.
Yeah, I mean, yes, a bold decision. It could have worked out for Ben in that situation, but probably would have been better just to go and tuck himself into cave or something. Cxzi is fully exposed in that situation, a pillar. And, I mean, if you go down and Cxzi's the last one, forget it. I mean, he has to look at 3 different angles and flick around and make some miraculous play to win the round, and that's just not going to happen. So, we're tied up again, 14-14. Either one of these teams wins 2 rounds in a row, or we're headed for double overtime. Wolfie charging up. He's already out into mid. There is no way they know he's here. He misses the shot, though, and then CJ capitalizes. Carson also gets Cxzi, so that's a quick 5v3 that eventually materializes into a 4v1.
Sprawling.
Ben Leet manages to get one back, but this is trouble for PA.
Time for the Giga Ben Leet clutch. All of his teammates are gone. He doesn't have to IGL anymore, John. All the other variables fall away. The numbers fade from Ben Leet's eyes. He's free from the Matrix for the first time. He can breathe in the sense of ancient. He can feel the fresh air upon his face. He can frag. He cannot frag. Unfortunate. Back into the Matrix for you, Ben Leet, because now you need to win one more round or your map pick slips away from you.
Yeah, I mean, in that situation, Ben trying to sneak onto the A site, not a bad idea, and he had opportunities to set up 3 1v1s for himself, but the first engagement he has not looking the right way, and, well, he ends up getting dropped. I think his idea was to try and cycle around to the B site afterwards, because he could have tried to fake a plant before that, but perhaps thought there was presence at A. He couldn't overcome. Anyway, one more round of overtime, potentially, if Nouns win this. Nouns have aggressive control of mid. PA had some success in their T side going towards this A site, so that's why they're going back to it. But that Molotovs might be making them think twice. And there's the shot from Junior. He collects Wolfie's scalp. 5v4 in favor of Nouns, and now they're definitely going to back off on the Party Astronaut side, realizing that the op is zeroed in on that position.
Cave fight, little flirtation here. All could be coming to a head. There's only a minute left on the clock in these deep mid positions. These are tough. Tough to contend with. We got a brawl. We got a fight. Cxzi comes out on top. Evens up the scoreline. This cave fight could be the next big piece. That'll suck Junior in towards Donut to make sure they can't cross him in mid. But a smoke up eliminates his vision, eliminates his information, and now he's isolated.
That nade toss wasn't good either. He wanted to pop the smoke and didn't work.
He's wary of an A main lurkout, but it's all about timing here. And as he pulls, that's when Cxzi strikes. He's got the back turn. They've got A. Bomb's going to be going down. Nouns are all the way on the other side of the map. They've got a ton of ground to cover to get back into this round. And in the meantime, this time, Party Astronauts can take every post-plant situation they'd like. They've got donut control. They don't have to worry about CT really at all, but they'll smoke up to be sure. They've got A main held. This is such a good scenario, but George doesn't care how good the positioning is. He wants the kills. Cxzi won't give them to him. Nicely done. What a round for Cxzi to wake up. We're going again.
Wow, I mean, Cxzi deserves a pat on the back. Fist bumps, everything you can possibly think of in that round. Yes, he struggled throughout Ancient. Yes, he's had his problems getting opening frags, but that time, not only gets the opener, but he finds 3 more afterwards and takes care of business for his squad. unbelievable performance for him. It looked like, as far as I was concerned, that Nouns were going to have the edge because that opening frag that Junior found, but then the timing was just off for Junior to be fading away, and he ends up getting collected. After that, the A site was given up, and the Party Astronauts, I mean, to their credit, even though they backed off momentarily from A, ended up swinging around, putting pressure on Donut, clearing up some more space, and that was their final destination. So on we go. Double overtime. Party Astronauts still a chance to make amends for the rounds they let slip away in regulation, thanks to a very heroic effort from Cxzi. Chop is needed down to 32, and now he has to move out of position. How does Marky... what?
Someone check him, PC.
I
think he heard a tick on the Molotov.
I would hope... yeah, I imagine so. Yeah.
Someone check him, PC. Marky up to his usual shenanigans. Shenanigans might be enough. Okay, we'll try and make this happen towards the B site. Got some util, but they need to move quickly. Can't wait till all the numbers are here. George taking the Molotov to risk it. Risking it all. Well, I'm gonna go down. This is a little more viable in the post plan now. Now it's taking a little bit of time to actually get in position to wield the full might of this 5. CJ, all about timing here. All about timing here. Cxzi getting active. Cxzi finding that kill. Now the bodies are falling away for now as they haven't gotten out of these choke points. There's still an op to contend with. It's getting messy. Flashbang's good. Kills are better. And they're running out of time. They're running out of clock. They're running out of chances. Every advantage into this round. 5v3 and Party Astronauts flip it on its head.
Wow. Finally, the Party Astronauts have a crazy round swing their way. I don't know how Marky gets that first one. Even the second one was crazy. But he somehow manages to find a way. And then after that, the Party Astronauts just close in on everyone else. Some good pace to their play. Don't try to force anything too much. And Cxzi rings true for another frag. But, I mean, the rest of his team was fantastic as well. And overall, the way the Party Astronauts win the rounds is more as a unit than necessarily relying on those hero plays, even though they needed one to stay in overtime here and send it to double OT. Cxzi charging out. Ben Leet gets the opener. Cxzi gets traded by CJ. That was from Donuts. So Cxzi, I think he was blinded momentarily and it was enough. Classia does manage to get one back. So we're sitting at a man advantage still for the Party Astronauts. And so much space towards B. But CJ cuts off Ben Leet trying to join his team from mid towards that B site.
Look at how much space there is, though. Look at how much space there is.
Yes.
It's going to be so tough to get back into this. They certainly can't deny the bomb plant. And risking it through the smoke from CJ, that's bold. Marky by the nades, but he's going to go through, and yeah, that might have been trying his luck a little bit too far. Junior's backing away. He's going to save the AWP. Party Astronauts, the 17th has conceded over. And I mean, losing 2 in a row, right? We've had back and forth affairs, so money hasn't really come into play, but now 2 in a row on your CT side. No survivors. The finances are going to matter in this last round. This op has to be saved.
Absolutely does. I mean, you're looking at Junior at $0 in his bank account. This is really important. I think the Party Astronauts, recognizing that, are chasing pretty aggressively here into CT. They're going to send... oh, actually no one going towards CT. Unless I'm crazy? Yes. I'm looking at the minimap and it confused the heck out of me, but in either case, Classia is going to find Junior! Oh no! The op can't be saved through, and Junior's money is not great.
Uh-oh, enjoy the scout.
Oh, man.
Going to the SMG. Okay. Wow. All right, so serious limitations in this final round as they try and keep Party Astronauts off of the flawless overtime half. Gonna get aggressive in middle. This is the attempted response. Did mean they were super vulnerable to an A take.
like a stand in Classia tied for top of the board at 23 frags.
Classy spot.
And there he goes. Oh,
He's trying. That flashbang, he still nearly got the kill, John. Still nearly did it.
very close.
It's not to be. A 5v4 now established. Heavy cave presence. Heavy cave commit. Be Cxzi to test it. Up the ramp they go. They're into the heavily reinforced site. But it might just be in time. They're ahead of that smoke. First kill found. Second drops as well. And there they go. The cleanup. The presence of mind to expect the third bomb now down. Party astronauts looking to put themselves on a map point. And I'm not sure there's anything Carson and CJ can do about it. Nope, certainly not.
Wow.
One more round, one of the next three, and PA can forget about all those mistakes, all those rounds that slipped away. None of it will matter, only the dub.
And the great news for the Party Astronauts is that everyone's having an impact in these rounds. I mean, Cxzi had that 4K, which was crazy, but outside of that, it's just a team effort. You're looking at the scoreboard as well. Almost everyone at the 20 frag mark. The ones that are leading the charge are Wolfie and Classy, as mentioned, Wolfie at 24 and then Classy at 23. But the gap between first and fifth in terms of frags is only 5. And if you look on the other side, it's a lot bigger. I mean, they've been leaning into Carson and George pretty heavily. Carson with 31, George at 28. After that, it's CJ, Junior, and Marky kind of collecting the rest of the frags at the bottom of the scoreboard. I'm surprised to see Marky struggling so much. Usually he's a piece that's been pretty consistent for this squad, but that is not looking great for him or the entire team. 3 opportunities for PA to close this one out.
Ooh, what a shot from George.
What?
Assassination.
Jeez.
PA have had a bad habit of leaving mid vacant, and this time it cost them. Wolfie wasn't looking. Wolfie wasn't prepared. They've gotten away with it in so many rounds. Not this time. Chop's got work to do if they're going to make this retake happen. Marky, though, dead. All right, back into even numbers. Chop fighting. They want to brawl him, but Chop's ready for it. Holds onto the ankle. Good damage done. Shot lands. All on a Junior.
No, Ben.
We'll bring this down to the 1v1.
Oh my gosh.
Cxzi and Junior, but Cxi's position is unknown. Junior fights into the cave to try and seal the deal on this. Cxzi might just smoke stick it. Oh, he's beating him out right now. Junior thinks he's there. Would have had it. Would have had it. Would have had Junior if he just went a little further around the pole. Now he's lost it. The spam is
Oh
on.
no, Cxzi!
He's not found the kill, and that's going to be a round snatched away. Cxzi baits and toys with him, leads him around, and that's how this map closes. A defuse right under his nose.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
There's no way that's how that ends, Mike.
Wow, and yet it is,
Oh.
John. That's how this map ends. This